is motivational interviewing. Does anybody know what motivational interviewing is?
It's rolling with resistance.
Okay, that's a part of it.
It's meeting a client or peer where they're at.
That's person-centered.
Right?
Motivational interviewing is a technique.
Oh.
Okay? And it's kind of how treatment is moving toward. Before, the way treatment is you got to admit you're an alcoholic or a drug addict. And if you don't, you're what?
In denial.
In denial. Motivational interviewing isn't like that. Okay? It's more of the carrot instead of the stick. Okay? You know, you get an addict or an alcoholic and you start confronting them, how are they going to?
They're going to shut
down.
They get defensive, they're going to shut down, they're going to get pissed off, right?
Yeah.
And what happens to you? You get into a power struggle.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you, 9 times out of 10, you're going to lose the power struggle.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, you're going to lose it.
I'll stay one.
That's right.
Hey, Bumpy, you're a recovery coach. You got to choose.
I got the car.
So, 1 to 4. And you know what? I think we're still at times stuck in the old way of doing treatment. We're still stuck in that confrontation, that denial, the busting of that. And I know me, when I was in my stuff, some old man come at me and start talking to me, I'm going to show you, all right? I'm going to resist you. I'm going to get defensive, or I'm going to get angry. Do our clients do that?
Yeah.
And how productive is it?
It's not. Zero.
It's not. So, we're going to learn a little bit about how to avoid and use motivational interviewing to motivate them to stay in treatment, motivate them to get off drugs, motivate them to hopefully get off alcohol, all right? Instead of getting and engaging in these power struggles. This can be used by techs, to case managers, to counselors, to management. We all need, this is the way the state wants treatment to go now. And I think it's a better choice.
Yeah.
Let me turn mine. This one. All right. Motivational interviewing is a humanistic approach to counseling developed by Miller and Rawling. Me and Michelle took a 3-day course provided by the state, and they taught us a lot about it. It was all in motivational interviewing. Okay? Motivational interviewing, or MI, is not a theory. So this is not like cognitive behavioral or psychoanalytical or behavioralism. This is a tool that you use as a counselor or as a tech or as a nurse or case manager. It is a tool used in conjunction with other theories. All right, we're going to learn about motivation. What this training will do for you, it will help teach you and show you the basic concepts of motivational interviewing. We're going to go over the stages of change model. That's a real big thing. I really enjoy the stages of change. Okay? Major goals of motivational interviewing. We're going to go over those. And how to address negative behaviors. What do you think? What's the title of this? No, it was Rolling with Resistance. And rolling with resistance. And we'll have a little practice. What motivates? And is motivation enough? What motivates our clients?
Praise.
Huh?
When you praise them and let them know that they're doing well.
Right? Positive
When
reinforcement.
when you see changes in them and you let them know that you see those changes, it gives them motivation to keep going and making.
That's one of the steps. Very good. You get a gold star. What else motivates them? What?
able to see their family.
How about CPS?
Legal services.
Yeah.
Legal. How about negative consequences? That motivate them?
Yeah, sometimes it does.
Children, relationships, a lot of things motivate our clients.
Pain is a great motivator.
Pain is a great motivator.
Fear is a motivator.
Fear. Is motivation enough?
No, there's gotta be some action.
Oh, very good, Michelle, very good.
Gold stars all around.
Gotta be some action. What else is there gotta be before you take action?
Admit. Decision, planning.
Go, planning,
Planning. They gotta
decision.
know what's-
All right, very good. Those are all gonna be in the stages of change, okay? You will learn ways to use motivational interviewing as a tool to roll with resistance. This training will give you a taste of MI and introduce you to some resources, but will not and cannot substitute for the 4-day training that we've gone through. Cycle of change. All right. There was a lot of study on this cycle of change and on motivational interviewing, and it was particularly researched on one, not only one, but one of the main addictions. Guess what it was? Tobacco.
Oh.
Tobacco. That's where a lot of the research on this came in. So, this right here is what we call the stages of change. I draw it a little different. Mr. Tony cannot spell, all right?
Okay.
So don't laugh. All right. Pre-contemplation. Either unaware of problems related to negative health behaviors or a lack the desire to change their negative behavior, and they do not report any intention to change their negative habits within the next 6 months.
Called denial.
No, we don't use the word denial in motivational interviewing.
Has not been revealed yet.
Who remembers in high school, you don't have to say if you don't want, but in high school, when you used to go out to, we used to smoke and have a smoking area. Go out to the smoking area and buy you a little joint or a lid, remember that? Go to the trails and be out there smoking and get some Boone's Farm and be drinking.
I don't remember that.
Y'all remember that?
Sure. Yeah.
Huh?
Middle school for me.
Okay, middle school. What, at that time, was drugs a problem? Or alcohol?
Just the
No.
lack of.
The lack of drugs. I like that. Charles is after me.
Right?
The lack of drugs. But drugs was not the problem. Now, you griping at me about my drugs may be the problem.
Yeah.
But drugs are not a problem for me. Who remembers that?
It was a solution.
You know what? I don't think it was fun.
It was cool.
Yes, it was.
Cool. It was not a problem. So, that's somebody in the pre-contemplation stage. No problem. Do some of our clients come in like that?
Yeah.
They do. What's an example?
CPS or court orders, they're usually.
Mm-hmm. Family members make them come or they can't go back home.
The biggest court order.
I have a lot of them that just think that if they would just, that they're using too much right now, and if they could just stop that right now, they can get back to
Where they were.
where they were.
Yeah.
They just want to go back to that.
And there are people that think drugs aren't a problem.
Yep.
Or how about this? If I stop using that heroin, I can just drink.
Right.
Drinking's not a problem.
Marijuana's not.
I could just put down
Marijuana's
everything
not a
else
problem.
and just
Oh, let's not get in
smoke
there.
pot.
There's a lot of them that just don't smoke pot. They think smoking pot is okay, that they can get rid of the heroin or the meth addiction or the
Harm
alcohol.
reduction.
Yeah, the harm reduction.
It is harm reduction.
Yes, it is.
Okay? But now you see, that's what pre-con contemplation stage is that the client thinks it's not a problem. And it can be different for each drug.
Yep.
Like the marijuana or the alcohol. If I just quit using meth, that'd be okay. All right? Pre-contemplation. Now, contemplation. The individual recognizes that some aspect of their negative behavior is a problem, and they plan to take action in the next 6 months. They are often seen as ambivalent. $5 word, what does that mean?
Okay, so they don't see it. They don't really care. It's not.
Ambivalent. Ambivalence is thinking two different ways about the same thing. On the one hand, okay, so they are often seen as ambivalent because they perceive costs and benefits of the negative behavior are equivalent. So, on the one hand, CPS is on my butt, probation's on me, I lost my job,
But I haven't been to jail.
but I haven't been to jail. I really like to get high. All my friends are using,
Right.
okay?
I still got my car.
Yeah.
I
See
still
what I
got
mean?
my job. I'm going to work.
Thanks, darling. What are they doing? Here's signing sheet. Thank you, love.
They're on the fence.
On the fence. Or on the seesaw. They're back and forth.
Yeah.
Alright? My mom's really mad at me for using, and my boss suspended me, but man, I like to go out and get high on Friday night. Man, I like to hang at the club and stuff like that. I like to go down on the street down there and party, right, JR, on the corner, hang out. Man, that's ambivalence. Do we see our clients like that?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay? That's the contemplation stage.
We see them really at this point coming in more than any other.
Okay? I would probably agree with that. Now, a good little exercise when they're in this stage for a counselor, or let's say they want to leave, or they want to quit using, whatever. You put, all right.
Because we can't see that.
Probably says pro and con.
Pros and views.
So, a good exercise is ask the client, what are the positives of using? Are there positives?
I feel good.
Change the way I feel. What else? Escape from reality. Socializing. Superman with sex.
Yeah.
Alright? Relaxes me. Takes the pain away from me. When I walk in a room with a sack of dope, guess what? I got power, right? Got power, respect. Right? So, the next you would do is, what is the negative of not using? What are some negatives of not using?
My friends.
Huh?
Always my friends.
I'll lose all my friends.
I'll be alone.
I'll be alone.
I'll be bored.
I'll be bored. I'll be hurt, feeling pain. Okay? Then the next thing you ask them, what's the negative of using? Okay? They're going to take my kids away. Probably go to prison. See what we're doing? We're big bringing up that change talk. We're seeing what their motivation is of not using.
I'm gonna lose my car in my house.
I might die.
I may overdose. I may lose my car in my house, get evicted. So now we're starting to see what's motivating them. Then we ask, what are the positives of not using? Get my family back. I don't go to jail. Keep my apartment. I keep my job. Now we're seeing motivation again. alright? That's to help tip them over from that contemplation stage and move them to the next stage, alright?
Because when they start realizing all the positives of, or what they can have if they quit using those positives of using go up.
Mhm.
There's no denying that.
So,
Tony, I got a question.
uh-huh,
If you ask them to start showing you their history,
uh-huh,
well, they start going, well, maybe, you know, I've got a DWI, I've been arrested for this and that, and then they're contemplating, maybe I do have a problem.
Mhm.
But because of their past, they're doing it on their own.
right.
Would that be kind of
That,
in there too, maybe?
and what you're eliciting there, that's a very good question, is change talk.
Yeah.
You know, my drinking's caused me to get 2 DWIs. And there's different techniques that we're gonna go over that you can use those things. They're called reflections. Okay? And we're gonna go over those. Alright. So, can you use this about a client that wants to leave?
Absolutely.
Definitely.
What's the positives of staying?
What's the positive of leaving?
And what's the, both, and then staying, leaving. What's the positives of staying? What's the negative of staying? What's the positives of leaving? What's the negatives of leaving? Alright? So you can use it for any decision. Alright?
I've used it a lot for that. You know,
Another one. Alright. 0 to 10. How convinced or how do you feel about not using drugs anymore? You're a client. Between 0 being not being able to stop, 10 being completely stopped, where do you think you would be? Okay. Why not a 2?
Well, because I'm unsure. You know, I'm not here for, I might be here because of the courts, my probation officer, CPS, you know.
So the reason you're not 2 is because you've got CPS to deal with the courts. See what I'm doing? You don't go, well, why not 10? You go, why not 2? You go backwards. And then they start bringing up, well, you know, because I come every day to the treatment and I've gotten me a sponsor. See what we're doing? We're reinforcing that. We're bringing out what they've done.
Yeah.
All right? Very good technique to use with your clients. We don't want to know why they're not at 10. We want to know why they're not at 2. Because then we're finding out. All right. Well, and can I tell you, motivational interviewing is not reverse psychology, but they kind of use some techniques. All right. So, we don't have a problem. We may have a problem. Contemplation. What's the main theme of that? Right? So once we think we need to make a change, what do we have to do? Prepare. And that's the next stage, preparation.
treatment plan.
The preparation stage. Commitment to change has been made and they plan to take action in the near future. What does a client sound like in the preparation stage? What things would he be saying, or she?
I'm gonna get a sponsor, I want a meeting, I'm gonna get staff, I'm gonna get a recovery coach.
I'm gonna
I gotta get
follow
jobs.
rules.
I'm gonna get involved, I'm gonna stay connected.
I'm gonna go back home with my kids.
That is preparation right there. That's how you measure where the client's at. You guys are perfect. I'm gonna come over here, I'm gonna sign up for outpatient. I'm gonna go to that Kessler group three times a week. I'm gonna get my sponsor and meet with him once a day. I'm gonna go and fill out some applications to get me a job.
I'm gonna get me a recovery coach, and I'm gonna go to RSS.
Preparation. That's what, you know, and a lot of our clients, we see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right? So once you I don't have a problem, there may be a problem, I'm planning to change. What do you think comes next?
Ooh, an action.
It's the action stage. Alright, they begin to actively change behaviors and environmental conditions to overcome the problem. Alright? What does a client in the action stage sound like?
They start being a little more positive.
Okay, but what do they say to you? What are the
Give me
things?
a ride.
Huh?
Can you give me a ride?
They start asking questions like with their treatment work or with their steps, you know, if they're confused about a question or what they should be doing, they come and seek advice.
How about this?
Start running into walls.
Well, how about this? I signed up for outpatient and I've been the past 3 nights. I've gone to 3 AAs this weekend. I worked with my sponsor. I filled out 4 applications and I have an interview tomorrow.
Yeah, that's action.
Action.
Oh, well, that's after they leave.
Okay, but that's the action stage.
I've made a commitment to go to all my classes, and I've been going to all my classes.
There you go. Action. That's what client we're going to hear from them when they're in the action stage. How long does the action stage have to last? Like me, I've been sober 20 years. Okay? I'm not doing what our clients have to do when they leave.
No.
Okay? So, how long do you think it takes for this change to really set in?
Well, that's individual, actually.
Longer
They wouldn't have been
That's
more
for you.
easily.
Well, give me a ballpark.
I'd say about 2
I'd say about
2?
2 years.
Yeah.
Where everything they do really is focused on recovery?
Yeah.
The first,
No, that first peak clap can come pretty early.
Well, research says that the action stage until they really set in is 2 to 5 years.
Yep.
All right. What I've noticed is, other people notice it about 2 years. Wow, you really changed.
Yeah.
You know, what's happened to you? Clients usually takes maybe 4 or 5 till they start going, wow, I think I've really got this. Okay. So, the next stage after action is maintenance. Changes that become a regular part of the individual's lifestyle. So now, you know what? It's set in. Change has happened. It's a habit now. Right. It's a habit. You know? I can watch football and not drink. Right? You know what I mean? You know, it's normal. I'm in maintenance.
Yes.
Okay? Now, let me tell you if you know this person. It's the first of the month. Oh, no, it's coming, no.
We already know.
They get their check. JR, I'm just going to buy a 20, all right? I'm getting you a room. And I'm going to get a 20. That's all I'm going to do. So, I smoked that 20 Friday night, and I don't come out of that room till Sunday, and I'm flat broke. I stagger home and go, baby, I'm sorry. I will never do that again. I'm going to Homeward Bound. Get some treatment.
And then when they get there, they on the phone.
We recognize this person.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to Homeward Bound. I'm going to get treatment. I'm going to get sober. Go, lay down, go to bed.
I'm ready to go.
Ah, screw it. I ain't going. I don't need to go there.
Impressive, you're going to get it.
Who knows that client? In and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. Here's JR with his hat on, okay? There he is. Running that's addiction. Okay? But it doesn't go like this, does it? It goes like this.
Yeah, straight
Spiral
down.
down.
So, that's the stages of change. And there's one more stage. And what do you think it is? Relapse. Okay? So, do we understand this? Can we see this? Does it give you a framework to see it within our clients? Uh-huh.
So when it's relapse, I think, there's a lot of clients who say, oh, they beat themselves up about relapse. How should you go about helping them with that, with the motivational interview, with their relapse?
What did we do?
We make it into what we call a prolapse. What, like Charles said, what did we learn from this?
Right.
What mistakes did we make? And how can we go back from the preparation to change it, to get back into
And
action?
push them up for even coming back, because a lot of
Right.
people,
That-
a lot of
right.
people go out there and relapse and don't make it back, but the ones that
And
have,
they be so ashamed.
I mean, hands down, I give them all the credit in the world for walking into treatment on their own and not being forced to do it, And a lot of these clients that leave, if they relapse one time, they come straight back to treatment because they're scared.
And they do that on statewide as well.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
it's
I always tell them, I said, that was just a setback. Don't look at, because I guess they think of relapse and it's just big hard word for them, So I always tell them it's just a setback, but I'm just wondering if I would
and the spirit that she was talking about is what a motivational spirit is.
Right, that's what, okay.
Empathetic, accepting,
Not
all
really
right?
even a setback
work with them.
necessarily.
Education.
I always ask them how
It's a
many
pattern
times,
we have to
they've
have.
normally
Alright, one
tell
at a
me
time.
how many times that they relapsed before in the past, and I'm like, okay, so what was the time frame?
Right.
From the time that you started to the time that you came back here, what was that time frame? What does it look like from in the past? Your past relapses. Do you see the difference?
Right.
I think it's shorter.
It's getting shorter, you're recognizing it faster, you're coming back.
Right.
There's a lot of people that are bingers, and so my question with them is, what's the difference between relapse and had to stop using?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
A lot of people say I keep relapsing every week. No, you didn't stop
Gotta
using.
get
You gotta be in recovery.
Yeah.
So, but how long is like recovery? 2 to 3 months where you've gotten in that action stage before you go, okay, now it's a relapse?
Well, and that's, we have to measure where the client's at. Coming back from treatment, maybe they're in the preparation stage now. Okay? I know I've messed up. I've used, in the contemplation stage, you know what, I think I control it. I have fun when I drink now. Things are falling apart, everything like that. You look at both sides of that. You reflect back to them. Okay? And we hope to move them back in the preparation stage. If they're in the preparation stage or leaving treatment, where do we want them to go?
Action.
To the action stage. Okay? So it's measuring where the client is at that time.
And, let me just say that relapse is not relevant when it comes to motivational interviewing. Because motivational interviewing is about meeting a client wherever the client is at. So if they are, let's say, every weekend using, then we need to meet them there. Or if they've been clean and sober for, 10 years and relapse. But when it comes to motivational interviewing and the spirit of it, relapse is really irrelevant, because our goal is that we treat all of our clients, regardless of where they're at, with a spirit of motivational interviewing. Does that make sense?
And that's where that humanistic part comes in. Why it's a humanistic thing. Okay?
So the best thing is when you have a client that's actually, harping on the relapse, if they're upset about the relapse, just kind of, use motivation interviewing to encourage them not to worry about it, not that it's not a big issue.
You use motivational interviewing to go where
Go
the client is at. So we're not
where they're at
encouraging
that
them
point.
to do
Okay.
anything or discouraging them to do anything. We're just interacting with them in a way that can help them come to a place of understanding.
And this is just a framework for you to find out where the client is, the stages of change, but it's not motivational interviewing in itself. It just shows you, okay, here's where they're at. Now, there's some techniques to work with them there. Okay? And like I said earlier, they may just want to stop using heroin, don't wanna smoke pot on the weekends. You know? Well, the worst power struggle you get into is with a marijuana user. Because they probably know more about marijuana than you. They think it's manna from heaven, okay? But I would rather them stop heroin
Yep.
than smoke a little pot. Why are we gonna get in that battle? That's not in the, we're gonna look at the heroin use. What are the costs of the heroin use? What are the benefits? What are the negatives? Okay?
And let me
That's what
stress-
they know is a problem.
Let me stress about that's called harm reduction, and that doesn't mean that we give permission to use other substances. It just means that if somebody, again, we're meeting the person where they're at. If heroin's their problem, if cocaine is their problem, and they really don't want to focus on alcohol and marijuana, then we're going to focus on what they want to focus on.
Right.
Because we're here to serve them and to help them achieve their goals, not get them to achieve our goals.
Because in the preparation stage, who's making the plan? They are. And their chances of completing that plan are better than if you make the plan.
That's right.
You have to do this. You have to do that. That's the way I did it. And you must do it like this.
Right.
They don't work very
You're
well.
setting them up for failure.
You know what? I'm not going to be engaged in that plan. Now, if it's my plan, I have more loyalty to it than one.
Well, it gives the client has a little more power. It gives them power, and then that gives them confidence when they're doing that. So.
Very good. Why to determine the stages of change? Identify a client's stage of change will help you determine the best approach to take with them. That's the best MI approach to take with them. That's why we measure where they're at. Okay? Can you use this with diabetes, you think? Huh?
You can use it with relationships too.
Relationships with diabetes?
Well, you don't wanna, well, I don't think it's now, but not accepting it.
And not accepting it.
In consultation stages, you see some changes within your body, so you know you can make some changes.
Okay? Okay. Preparation stage, maybe they go to the grocery store and start buying fruits and vegetables instead of sweets. See? Anything we can put this in a change. Okay?
Start looking at recipes.
People wanting to leave, to stop smoking, stop using drugs, to taking their medication.
Get out of unhealthy relationships.
There you go. But MI is a tool that they figure that out. Okay? Not you. And I think we do a lot more work trying to make their plan when they really don't want that plan.
We get a lot of ladies that say like, I need to quit smoking, but I can't right now. I need to worry about this first. And I'm like, okay, well then that's what we're gonna worry about.
Okay? No. That would be more in the motivational spirit right there. Okay?
Well, and also when we're getting clients to work our plan versus their plan, and then they don't meet the expectation that we've set for them, it could be very shaming.
Yeah.
And it could be very, it could be a negative experience for the client because they're trying to please you, right? You're the professional. They want to make you happy. Now they're not living up to your expectation. And it just replays those tapes that they have that, you know what, I'm a loser, I'm no good, I'm never going to achieve. Rather than, guiding them on their journey, right? Because that's what recovery support is about for our recovery coaches in the room, is we help them on their journey, not on our journey.
So do we think we can identify where the client's at now? Change is the responsibility of the client, but the caregiver is responsible for enhancing the motivation to change. We're the cheerleader. Right? We're not responsible if they do or don't. We try to guide them, but we can't do it. Ways to determine their stage of change. One, I noticed your behavior is something that is creating a problem for you or something you would like to change? I notice your drug use is something that is creating a problem for you, or something you would like to change. What kind of question is that?
An open-ended question.
Yeah.
A what?
An open-ended question.
That's
There,
what I
gold
was trying
star.
to, trying to think of that.
And what are they gonna elicit? I asked you that question. I noticed that, your drug using is something that is creating a problem for you, or something you would like to change.
They're gonna start talking about how
How
it's been
the
a
client, what would the
problem
client say?
and why they wanna change it.
People differ in how ready they are to change their behaviors or habits. What about you? Open-ended question. We're eliciting what they would call change talking. Okay? I don't have any problems with smoking pot. I'm just here for heroin. Okay? That's what a client would say in the pre-contemplation session. They may want to change with the heroin, but what about the marijuana?
They might wanna change it later. If they see that they're not having to do a power struggle with you over this, marijuana usage, but they want to do these plans and action with the heroin, later on down the line, we're leaving an open door for the possibility to change their mind about the marijuana.
And if we focus on that, they may come across as defensive, reluctant, resigned, rationalizing, or rebellious. Who have seen that in our clients? Okay? And you start pounding on that, you're messing up your therapeutic alliance with that. How successful is it going to be? We engage in these power struggles and we get trapped in those. Have we seen that on the humans? There is no intention to change in the pre-contemplation stage. We have clients that just don't want to change. Probation sent me here. They're going to go back out when they get probation off their back and start using again. The contemplation, I've been thinking about changing my drinking. That's what you hear from one of those.
That's my son right there.
Okay?
My son is an alcoholic, and I've gotten him to a point where he realizes and will admit that he has a problem, but is he ready to change it? No, because he has all this rationalization and justification going on about, I work hard, I'm a good provider, and he's a great provider, and he's a good dad, but is he a good husband? No. And does he have a problem with drinking? Yes. Does it cause problems in his life? Yes. But I have to meet, and it's really hard when it's your family member to meet them where they're at, because the counselor in training and everything in me wants to try and fix him, and I know that I can't do it.
And once you start confronting him on it, what does he do?
He gets mad. He
He gets
pissed off.
defensive, pissed off. See what we're confronting this resistance.
So I've had to just let him he's just gonna have to make his own mistakes.
Then he has to identify the behavior may be problematic.
He'll identify it. He'll admit that much, but that's all. He's not ready for it.
More troubled, they become more troubled about the behavior. I really think I need to get some help. Ambivalent, but maybe weighing the pros and cons like we did over here. Okay? Decisional balance exercise. Pros and cons is what that is. Or you could use this. Okay?
You know, what's important to know about the contemplative client is that is the first little step that they've taken, right? After they've gone through that, I'm not changing, this is not a problem for me. And we could just snuff that out if we get too ahead of ourselves when they start to say, yeah, this is starting to be a problem for me and maybe I'm gonna think about doing something. So that's where we have to be real careful when we're working with people, not to just completely, because these stages, right, you can cycle through them.
And be careful what you say at that point too, because we need to let them think that through. Because the longer they think about it, the more they're gonna realize that, things can change.
And also, even people build up these walls, especially in relationships. These walls build up. When she's saying this or saying that to you, or saying these things to me. To whereas my problem got so amazingly big with my wife to whereas got bigger than the drug addiction I had. So I started looking at that, and the more I started looking at our problems or my problems I'm causing in my relationship to a woman who I want to keep in my life, it got me to thinking, I need to change.
Yeah, I've also noticed something at this stage of the show with clients is that this is the opportunity for them to talk, for them to you to listen, because it doesn't really happen like overnight. All of a sudden, I think I want to change. They generally have been thinking in their own back minds for a long time, maybe, but they wouldn't admit it. And I find that this is the time that they lay out what the true effect that they're really having.
And that would be more in the motivational interviewing spirit, is allowing them to give the pros and cons.
Well, and if what Herb was saying, right? This person is walking into this situation broken, right? Afraid of losing the person that's most important to him, and so that's definitely a time to be more gentle rather than, all right, so your wife is about to lose you. What are you going to do?
Right.
That's
Because what's going to happen?
That's old school.
They're going to get angry, or they're going to get defensive. You know what? I got angry right there just hearing her say that. All right? Who the hell are you to tell me? You don't know my situation.
Yeah, that's the old
And now completely pull back.
On the one hand,
That's when you encourage them.
I know
Give them encouragement.
you do like to get a high, but on the other, you may lose your life in the process.
Then I think about it, on the other hand, then I'm looking at her problems, that I'm causing her, and I'm 20 miles away. And I know that she's deep.
What's he doing? He's telling us his motivation.
Yeah, like that.
He's telling us it.
And they did.
He's telling us it.
Keep that.
And whatever motivates them, we want that.
Yeah.
Okay?
And
Oh,
I was gonna say, so what's his motivation? He's his wife. You know how many times I've heard people say to someone like that, "You can't do this for anybody else. You got to do it for yourself." And but does everybody who walk into treatment walk in for themselves?
No.
They're usually coming in.
That's like the
So it
age
just
time.
Now we see what we're doing that struggle. Doing that struggle, I saw myself sinking also. But it also it was channeled toward her.
so on the one,
I reaped the benefits of it.
right. So on the one
Because
hand,
my eyes opened up to see what life is, what life has to offer, other than drugs, alcohol, and other substances.
Oh, I read some benefits too. It was a win-win.
Matter of fact, there's some motivation behind the other side.
all right, the action stage. Here I go. They decide on a change strategy and they try it out. Actively modify behavior, including thoughts, feelings, and the environment. Treatment or self-help. And there's a persistence and completion or a dropout. So they're going to be either persistent and work on it, they're either going to complete the behavioral change, or they're going to drop out or relapse. Relapse, another term for dropout. In the maintenance stage, I think this will work, and I'm going to continue. These people trying to keep the ball rolling, they're preventing relapsing and learning new coping skills. They're watching out for triggers. They acknowledge self for changes made and taking credit, and they're moving forward or moving toward more balance in life. That's when they're like, have you been sober 2 to 5 years? You probably have a balanced life.
But it's really hard just starting out, in the maintenance stage, trying to figure out what that balance is.
Yeah.
Real hard.
Well,
I think that's probably one of the more difficult
It is.
things for them to learn.
yes.
In the action stage, though, they also find that change isn't going fast enough for them, or that they don't see any change happening at all. And,
That one slide you can take out, that one before, where it says practice on it, son. All right, motivational interviewing. Defined as a client-centered directed method for enhancing intrinsic motivation to change by exploring and resolving ambivalence. Boy, that's a big sentence.
It sure is.
Client-centered. Miss Michelle's biggest theory. We are client-centered program. It's about the client. A lot of staff think it's about them.
No.
It's not. And about their way of doing things. It's not. This is client-centered. Enhancing intrinsic motivation. What's that mean? That's from the inside. That the client themselves becomes motivated to change. That's what we want to sponsor. And we do that by exploring and resolving their ambivalence. Some days they may want to stop using it. Some days they may not. We have to work in there, inside them. Why is it like this? And have them describe it to you. Alright, so we pretty much broke it down. The 4 main principles of MI. Express empathy. What does that mean?
Understand?
I understand that it's painful for you.
Okay? Empathy. What is empathy?
How they feel?
You're showing it, you're feeling what they're feeling.
How they feel?
Showing that you can relate to what they're going through.
Or one good term I heard about is being able to walk in their shoes.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good.
that's empathy. What is it like in your shoes? What is it like? I could feel his pain when he relapsed the last time.
And most of us know because we've been there,
And even if we don't, we know what pain is.
Yeah.
Okay? And we empathize with that.
Can we
Do we want to kick them while they're down?
No, absolutely not.
Well, how about down in the lobby when clients are trying to get in? Do we see a lot of staff get frustrated?
Yeah.
Do we see a lot of empathy sometimes? And how do you think that makes them feel?
Stress.
So the main feature, one of the principles is empathy for our client. If you don't have empathy, you're probably not in the right field. You know? Develop discrepancies. So on the one hand, you're telling me that you like to go out and party, you like to get high, you have fun, but on the other, you're going to lose your wife, probation is on you, and they're probably going to send you to prison. See the discrepancies there? Alright? We want to work with that. We're going to draw out those discrepancies. While we're with resistance, you get a client in there and he's giving you a hard time, like that one guy resisting you. It should say, you know what, get the hell out of my office. What's going to happen?
He's gonna fire up even.
Oh yeah, you're a drug addict. Just go sit down. No, we roll with it. Okay, I see that you're upset. Okay?
They have reason to be.
Allow them to explain it. A lot of times, all they want is somebody just to listen to
I
them.
want to be heard.
Okay? They want somebody to just hear them.
That what they have to say holds relevant.
And it's important. And you have empathy for them. They'll tell you what's wrong. Okay? But if you know what, just go sit down. I don't want to hear you. What is it going to cause? You saw it up on Detox before, right?
Yeah.
way staff with nurses or techs will go off on clients, what happens? It creates a power struggle and a big causes chaos. No, I see that you're really hurting. Let me see what I can. Support self-efficacy. Big word there. Efficacy is the ability to do a skill. Okay? A coping skill. And it's the confidence in your ability to do a skill. The self-efficacy. Your confidence that you can do this. Well, you had 6 months sober before you relapsed. That was really good. How did you do it? They're going to tell you how they did it. You've even praised them as well. No, that's a good job. You know, I see you get really mad at her, but you walked away. You didn't get in a fight with her. Good job.
Yep.
That's all they wanna hear. Most of the time, all they wanna hear is that they're doing something right.
That's in the style of MI. Okay? Then it would make this job a lot easier if we all communicated like that. A lot easier here.
Well, I was talking with a client a while ago, she's wanting to leave after 30 days. And so I started talking to her, and she said she wants to just run through the steps. And I was saying, well, you might not, really want to do that. I asked her, I said, now, you were clean for a year. How did you stay clean for a year? How long was you in treatment before that? And she said 28 days, and because she's wondering whether she should stay 45 and then go to the 60 and stuff. I said, well, you did 28 days there and you stayed clean for a year, so maybe you might want to do things a little bit different this time. And then she started saying, well, yeah, maybe if I did the 30 and then from 30 I think about going 45. So I was letting her answer it. I didn't realize that that's what I was actually doing at the time, but that's what she was doing.
And it becomes her plan and not your plan.
Yeah,
As long as it's their idea, they're gonna roll with it a whole lot easier.
She was thinking, oh, I'm leaving in 3 weeks, but then now she's thinking, oh, I might need to stay a little bit longer because maybe I can get longer than a year. But I said, well, you may be able to do it long term then. So.
What we're looking for is what we call change talk. We're trying to elicit change talk, motivational statements from a client. I really think I need to stop eating those donuts in the morning. and maybe eat some fruit instead. See? Change talk.
I do that to myself.
Okay. And that's what we want to get from the clients. Okay? All right, the OARS method. This is the methods you use for motivational interviewing. And the acronym is OARS. O stands for open-ended questions. A for affirmation, affirming the client. You've done a really good job. Man, I bet that was tough, but you overcame it. All right? Reflective listening. What is that?
Letting them know repeating what they say to you back to them so that they know that you're listening.
Maybe in a different term, with different structure of the sentence and stuff. Or it's, I see you're really concentrating. I see you frustrated. I'm a little tired. Okay? I'm reflecting also what I'm seeing.
What's going on?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Right. So I'm reflecting. I see something. Summarizing. Okay, now let me see if I got this right. You said that CPS is involved. You really want to get your children back, and you're going to have to stay 60 days, I think. See, I summarized what happened in the conversation. All right, and if you get it wrong, they'll tell you.
Yeah.
Right.
But they will. They'll tell you. Oh no, this is how it really is. Okay. See, they'll tell you, and that's okay.
And that's getting them to open up
Even more and speak more. And I think a lot of times that's where staff and even some newer counselors have a tendency to kind of be Moses and get on the mountain and throw out, plans and schemes. We know it all. But remember, we want them So summarizing helps when doing notes as well, because then you know what you can put down. All right. Change talk. The client identifies that behaviors might be problematic. Now, getting dope sick and doing heroin is really a problem. I have a hard time working. Change talk. Okay? They're saying, hey, I think this is a problem. I think I need to change it. That's what we're looking for. Those are great statements to put in notes as well. A client expresses concern about a behavior. My promiscuous sex may lead me to HIV. What behavior do they want to change? Promiscuous sex. I think that's a problem.
Or my drug use is causing
Okay. Client expresses a desire to change the behavior. I really need to stop using. I'm going to Homeward Bound. And they walk in the door. Reflective listening. What is it? How do you do it? Levels of reflective listening. Optimal reflective listening. Let's practice, okay. Affirming the client. The ideal here is to enhance self-efficiency. Efficacy, sorry. The ideal here is to enhance self-efficacy. So, how would you do that?
Well, I see that you walked away from that argument you were having. You didn't get into a power struggle or argument with so and so. You walked away. Good job.
There you go.
Look at things that would work for them. And not work for them.
Right? You've been sober 6 months. Done a good job. Okay? You affirm that for him.
You made a decision to stay longer, and you
Yep.
and you stayed. You're here another day, regardless of what's going on, and that's good. Good job, Take strong person. Very proud of you.
Self-efficacy is our belief in our own ability to achieve a goal or accomplish a task. Okay? My big thing was watching football without drinking. Okay, so what I did, before, at 11:59, I was at the beer store with my case of beer sitting on the counter. 12 o'clock, I'd buy it and run back home and start watching the game drinking. When I got sober, I went and bought me a 12-pack of Diet Pepsi. And I got me a steak. Big thick one, corn on the cob and a baked potato. And I made this big spread and I cooked it. And right when the game started, I sat down and I had my steak and everything. And I did that over and over and over again. And you know what? I don't even think about drinking anymore when I watch football.
No, that steak is way better.
Because I am confident in my behavior and my efficacy to not drink while I do it. I'm confident now. Yeah. Okay? If I go to a restaurant, I used to not go in the bar, but now that's the only place I can smoke. I'm confident that I can go in there and eat lunch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what would be my self-efficacy, our ability to. I'm confident I can go to Euless now and not go use.
Yeah.
Okay? Because that's where I used to use. I have that self-efficacy that I can do this. Are you confident enough not to go to self-doubt? Okay?
I'm not going there, so I have business.
Okay. And do you feel confident that you can do it and come back out? Okay. That's self-efficacy. Okay. So. Strengthens the relationship between you and your clients. When we praise someone, it strengthens our relationship. If we're sincere, they can read it if they think it's bad.
Yeah.
But if you're sincere and you really mean it, you build that relationship between you. And it enhances their self-esteem.
Which is huge, because most people come in broken
And beat down, and that's what we want. We want to
we need to
enhance
build them
that.
up.
We want to build them up. We want to show that people care about them and they can be cared for.
That they are people.
And then summarizing, a technique to be used throughout the meeting. Strategically repeat a client's self-motivational statements. So when you hear them, so I hear it's really important to you to get sober because of your children. Yeah, it is. Throughout the session or throughout the time, we repeat those change talk that we hear, and they go in our notes as well. Client reports that it's very important for him to get sober because of his children. Hell, that's perfect. That's what you want to know. Include reluctance and resistance. I see it's really hard for you not to see your ex-husband. Okay? You're not like the one on once you use the phone all the time. I see you're frustrated. You think he's going to leave you and you really want to talk to him. Okay? Reflect optimism for change. You appear really excited about this change. Man, looks like you're really gung-ho for this. Proud of that. Knowing when a client is ready to change. What do you expect to hear when a client is ready to change? Sick and tired. Okay, what else?
Sometimes they'll ask you how.
Huh?
They'll ask you, give me some suggestions, or how did you do this, or whatever.
Yes, yes.
You know,
And we're able to do that. That was not, advice giving is not in the spirit of MI. But if they ask, it's okay to say, okay, let me tell you. All right?
Yeah, because you don't want to not tell them it, because then
Or we ask permission. Can I maybe give you a little bit of advice? Would that be okay? That's in the spirit of MI. Okay? Because whose change is it? Whose responsibility?
It's theirs.
What do you not expect to hear from someone who wants to change? I'm not going to do it. No. Too much. Very good. What will the client look like?
Motivated. Coming over forward.
So, I don't have the handouts, but open-ended questions. What does that mean?
What does that look like for you?
What? No. What did you say, Beverly?
Not a yes or no.
Not a yes or no.
Somebody
Do you use heroin? No. Tell me about your daily drug use. Open-ended question.
anything that spurs them to
engage in the
conversation.
question.
Are you high?
Let's sit down.
Closed question. Tell me about your day.
Open.
See?
How are you feeling today?
Closed. How do you think you're feeling? Like that.
Yeah.
The ruler handout, that was this.
Oh.
Alright, this is what they call the ruler, the one with 0 to 10.
Oh, 0 to 10.
Alright, and on your diet, how successful do you think you are? 0 being not very successful and 10 being successful.
5.
Why not a 2?
Because I keep eating stuff I know I should.
Okay. What else?
And I'm not sticking to my diet.
Okay, but what I'm asking is, 10 is you're being successful.
Right.
You said 5. This is unsuccessful. Why not a 2?
Oh, because sometimes I do work out and do do what I'm supposed to do. Eat those unhealthy foods.
See, that's what we're looking for with
Yeah.
that. Did you hear her motivation?
Yeah,
motivate
herself.
I did keep that
Have
with
you-
the Simmons
She
tape
do
on
that
top of
a little
my
bit.
CR.
So
See,
she's recognizing the
Remind
changes she
herself.
has made.
right,
And that's for
Right.
real.
and that's what we want.
Yeah, she do that a little
Yeah,
bit.
the voice picks up and you hear,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, I'm motivated.
I do a little bit of walking.
We do the pros and cons for the change talk. What are the good things about changing? What are the negatives? Okay? Looking forward. Let's see, where do you think you'll be in 6 months?
Recovery coach.
Okay? You'll be a recovery coach. What else?
Still involved in recovery support services.
Huh?
Still involved in recovery support services.
Okay. What else?
Storytelling
Okay. How about with your relationship?
to the end of time.
Till the end of time, girl.
All right. Did we look? She turned.
I wasn't sure what it said.
We already figured out that she ain't going nowhere either, so.
So, but we heard what his motivation was,
Oh,
didn't we?
Yeah.
Wants to be a recovery coach, wants to be engaged in recovery services, wants to be happy with her, okay? That's his motivation. We're eliciting change talk out of that, okay? Looking back, tell me what it was like before.
Man, darkness, sick, sad, and sorry, And I saw a lot of pain, not just for myself, but for her. 'Cause when I went out, I took her with me. I took her peace of mind, her stress level, her career concern, And
So what you're telling me is that it was really rough and it hurt her a lot.
it hurt her as much as it hurt. For her, it hurted me as much, For her hurt, looking back. Because I was going to end up misery, not knowing that she was there too, at home.
So it hurts you just as much as it hurts her. See? All right. And if I had gotten it wrong, guess what?
You would have corrected
He
it.
would have told me.
Yeah, immediately.
Okay. He would have clarified.
Now I have a man cave, and she can do what she wants.
Another. What's important to you?
What's important to me is to, I guess, be the best I can be. Be the person that I'm meant to be, be good to me.
Okay. So being all you can be, helping others, your children.
Yeah, that's important. My family. Well, for me to be the best I be, that comes with it.
A best daughter,
Yeah,
best
that
mother.
I'm the mother that I wasn't 13 years,
See, we talk about what their goals, what's their values. We hear his goals, his values. That's change talk. That's how we bring that out. Doesn't this sound a little different than old school chemical dependency?
Mm-hmm.
Or in the halls of AA, where, oh, you're in denial, drunk.
It's more of a positive building technique,
And then it gets the person motivated within themselves. And a little bit at a time goes.
And it's client-centered.
It's
It's not this dogmatic, you're in denial, you need to get your crap together, you need to go back out and start drinking again and see if you'll last. That's old school. And it's not effective.
Know you're supporting.
It kind of sounds like we're focusing on what's right with you instead of what's
That's
wrong.
I like that. That's the spirit of MI.
Yeah.
And how do you think the clients are going to react to that than to the old way?
Because normally everybody's always telling them that whatever's
Whatever's
wrong.
wrong.
You know what's wrong with you? You know
Right.
what's wrong with you? I tell you.
They know it's wrong. That's why they're here.
And the thing about it, the staff here, especially recovery coach, and poor Monica, bless her heart, she is such a motivating factor to me. I see it in clients, her clients she coaches, and I see it in her action, you know.
And that bonds, that builds a relationship between you and the client. That's what we want. You'll work harder if you feel you're part of a team. And people treat you with respect and dignity. And I think in the old method, we wouldn't do that very well. I know where I came from, TC, we wanted to break you down. And you know, it doesn't work all the time. This way is the way, the research finds, is the way we keep people motivated in recovery.
I think that's what, maybe it's the start of most people, on doing their drugs, is because they were always told they were no good for nothing, and wouldn't get amount to anything, and, you know,
And
all
most
the
people are
negative.
strong. You know, you got weak, you gotta be strong.
And they have
Everybody's
some
not strong.
self-efficacy.
Yeah, everybody's not strong.
All right, change planning. What change? Why change? So, in making a changing plan, we ask, what's the change? What change do you want to make? Do you want to stay in treatment, or do you want to leave? Find out what the change is. Why do you want to change? What are we asking there?
What's the motivation?
Bingo. Why do you want to change?
Who is your motivation?
Why do you want to change this? All right. Michelle, did we figure out what SMART stood for?
Yes.
You ready to turn it on?
This is not smart. Specific, measurable, attainable, what was the R again?
Realistic.
Realistic and time.
Betty? You want to turn it on?
It's on.
All right. So, say it one more time, real clear.
Specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely.
So,
Oh, okay.
when you make a change plan with your client, you write, what is the change going to be? Why do you want to do the change? Because go ahead, is it? It should be what?
Specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, time.
There we go. And what steps you're going to take? We want to elicit what are the steps you're going to take to do this? What are the things you're going to do to change? And what order are you going to do them in? Heck, what is that? It's a treatment plan. Okay? It's their own personal change plan. Recovery coaches do that all the time, don't y'all?
Yep.
You make a change plan, right? Counselors do it all the time. What's the first steps? Make it concrete. All right, what's the first thing? I'm going to go to Homeward Bound and go to detox. Okay? And ask for help. Who can help you do this?
We weren't meant
My
to do it.
sponsor, my recovery coach, my counselor, my parents.
Value options.
Maybe. Big maybe.
Even technical, there's a lot of times whenever a peer will ask, hey, you remind me, you know, please don't let me get an extra sandwich or, you know, and be like, do you remember the conversation you had with me in which you asked me? Like, yeah, I asked you not to let me get another sandwich. I'm like, okay, so now it's on you.
How will you know your plan is working? I'll be sober for 30 days.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good response. And we can write this out or have the client write it out. Because whose plan is it?
It's there.
It's theirs.
You have been sober for 30 days.
And what are some of the potential obstacles? Well, probably that old lady that's down there on the corner, right? You know, I have to drive by that house every day. No.
Laying on the bus, started smoking a joint.
the bus stop.
Laying out sugar.
Why have the doors?
Resistance to change. There's 4 categories. All right? Arguing, interrupting, denying, and ignoring.
Should be 5 blank.
No no's for dealing with resistance. Arguing with the client, disagreeing with them, and challenging them. What is that going to elicit?
Get them to start.
Anger, resistance, frustration, you know, that's where we start getting in the power struggle.
They sit down.
Judging, criticizing, or blaming them. Do we see that happen?
Yes.
And what happens when we do that to a client?
They shut down.
They get mad, they get defensive, they shut down, they just say F you, right?
Right.
Y'all
We
fire
should
you
put that on
for
there.
something.
Yeah, fire you is the only thing.
I want you to be my counselor.
Warning of negative consequence. If you do this, you're gonna go back to jail. You're gonna lose your kids if you leave. No, I'm not. Now you're in a power struggle. Seeking to persuade with logic, you know? Let me tell you how it really is. What's gonna happen with a client when you do that? You don't know me.
No, I ain't like the others.
Analyzing, you know what? You're a borderline.
Okay?
Yeah.
Coming from a tech.
And you're so manipulative. What's gonna happen?
Defensive.
We're gonna get resistance.
You think you're in survival?
Confronting with authority. I'm the tech, you gotta do what I tell you to do. Whoa, why are we laughing?
Because that doesn't work.
That is not.
No, that doesn't work.
What do you say?
You want to do that sometimes.
Right.
You feel that way.
I'm the boss
I
here.
felt that way. I can't say you, but I say
I
I
think we've all
that way.
felt that way. at
And
times.
you have to stop, you know, stop, listen to yourself.
Huh?
I'm gonna keep it 100, I've done it before.
Sarcasm. All these things bring up resistance. How to respond to resistance. Simple reflection. I see that you're really frustrated. So all you gotta do is stop. Yeah, I am. You know, that Miss B's always on my butt and everything like that. You know? See, they're telling you what's going on.
Yep.
It's a simple, you're reflecting back the emotion and the feeling that you see.
And sometimes the less you say, it would be better, you're better off, like you just said, 3-4 little words right there. I mean,
And a lot of times, just stop. And if you're not right with your reflection, what will they do?
They'll tell you.
They'll
tell
let
you.
Correct you.
They'll tell you.
Yep.
I see you look really sad today, Michelle. Just stop when you say it. And she'll tell you if she is or isn't. Okay?
Like, is this going too far if you say, like, I see you pacing the hall, I see you, you know, waving your arms or hitting the wall, you seem really upset. You know, you're describing to them what they're doing, and sometimes they don't realize, am I really, you know, doing this? And then that, you know, they go, oh, okay, maybe I should stop, you know, hitting the table, or, you know, but you're reflecting with them, I see you doing this, this, and this. Are you upset? Are you okay? Or whatever.
That's okay.
Okay.
If it's not confrontational.
You're just reflecting.
And amplified reflection, we're gonna go over these.
That might be more amplified, don't you think?
A double-sided reflection. An agreement with a twist, shifting the focus, and reframing, and rolling with resistance. A simple reflection is stating what you hear the client saying. So what I hear you saying is, you're really hurt because your boyfriend didn't come visit you. Simple reflection. Okay? It is sometimes helpful for the client just to hear their own words. You said that earlier. Sometimes that's all it takes.
Yeah.
It's just let them have a voice. Okay? Sometimes we don't have to fix anything. They just want to be heard.
Yeah.
Okay? They just want to be heard. An amplified reflection. The client. I just don't think that I have a problem with gambling. Caregiver, there is no cause for concern for you. Vanessa,
Should that be a query or a question?
I just don't think that I said, do you have a problem with your gambling? Let me hear about that. Okay. So you don't see it as a problem?
No, I don't see that. Relaxing for me.
I don't know how to change my eating habits. Could help me. I don't know how changing my eating habits could help me. Caregiver, you feel your eating habits are perfectly reasonable? Vanessa?
You asking me whether I have a problem with my I don't think it's a problem. I'm thinking
A double-sided reflection. Reflect back the statement, but also use the other side of the client's ambivalence. The client, I can't quit eating sweets. I look forward to having a nice dessert each day. Caregiver would say in a double-sided reflection, it sounds like you're going to miss eating desserts. But you also don't want to take diabetic medication. What do you think would be the best way to resolve this situation?
Stop eating sweets.
All right, so agreement with a twist. The client, I can't imagine quitting drinking. All of my friends drink. Therapist, it's hard to imagine giving up a lifestyle that you're accustomed to. I'm wondering what can you imagine? Okay, the twist. Diffusing resistance by shifting the focus away from the drinking. When I'm talking about drinking, it's hard to imagine giving up a lifestyle. We move away.
Oh, okay.
I can't imagine quitting drinking. All my friends drink. Caregiver. It sounds like you'll really miss the social interaction, and at the same time, it might provide an opportunity to expand your social network like you were wanting. See the twist? Hey, it may improve your social network. Add a slant or twist to the meaning when you reflect back to the client. Reframing. Placing something in a more positive light. What are the benefits? So, fine, it's really going to be hard for me to quit eating sweets. Well, Vanessa, it will be hard to quit eating sweets. You are determined to do it because it will allow you to control your diabetes without taking medication. Okay? See how I reframe that? Less threatening. Rolling with resistance. Vanessa, are you resistant at times? Now that's denial.
That is not in my spirit.
That's not in my spirit, I know.
She's still a pre-contemplation. Me too.
This is where you just want to validate what the client is telling you by letting them know you have heard their problem and understand their ambivalence. We deal with this every single day. And I think we just get caught up and not just letting them speak. Lots of times, that's all, as I said, that's all they want. They just want to be listened to and heard. It can be one of the most difficult techniques, drawing resistance.
Yep.
Clients will make us angry,
Yes, it.
all right? But if we engage in the anger, what's gonna happen?
Power struggle.
You're gonna lose.
And you're
Going to all the time.
The MI basics. Don't ignore the behavior, even if you simply say, hey, Charles, I noticed that you're angry. Try to determine where they are with regards to the stage of change. All right, MI basics can be used to address any negative behavior. We can use it downstairs in the lobby. We can use it on the units. We can use it in the kitchen or the cafeteria. That's what we want. I think this facility would run much better and our jobs would be much easier if we're not always confronting clients and we use these strategies and techniques. It will make your job easier, not harder. Okay?
Tony, I have a comment.
Uh-huh.
And it's something that just personally took me a long time to get past, maybe because of past employment.
Yeah?
But sometimes it's okay to bend the rules. You know, because rules are in place for a reason. And it's really best to go by the rules.
Right?
But sometimes situations come up where you can break the rule. But you've got to know how to do it the right way, maybe. You know what I'm
Well, I
saying?
think we have to be flexible.
Flexible,
There
right.
you go.
And to know
But not
it's
breaking.
okay to be flexible.
There are some rules that can't be broken,
Right, right,
but we have to at least be able to think outside the box.
right,
Thank
right,
Now,
you.
be flexible.
right. Like if somebody gets pissed off because maybe they wanted a bigger portion,
Mm-hmm.
instead of getting all into why they can't have it because it's the first group eating and I got 4 more groups to eat, I just offer them some more bread.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Thinking
where
outside the
you don't
box.
have to say no, but you're going with something else, you know? Yeah. I think, yeah, I think a lot of people too, and it's not kitchen or operations or whatever, but it's sometimes people are afraid of bending the rules.
Mhm.
I really think they are.
Well, yeah, I think Miss Michelle's philosophy, I know it.
And not with her, yeah, because
You know,
she's
let's
a,
think outside the box.
yeah,
On a scale of 1 to 10, how important is it?
right,
And if it's in the best interest of the client.
right,
Exactly.
right,
It's client-centered.
right.
Yeah, if they're gonna leave, because they're not getting another, a
You
little
little
bit
school, give them
portion.
some food.
All right.